about tonight. Living intentional living. You ready? Let's get it. All right, hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about intentional living, coming to you and in the studio still in production, whatever, being worked, I don't care. So this is 2021. This is my first broadcast in 2021. We're just going to get better as we go throughout the year. So here's what I want to talk to you about. Listen, it's easy to get on the bench in life. It is easy to just get there, stay there. You get tired, you get exhausted. How do I know? Because I've been there. I feel like the entirety of 2020 or most of 2020, and not just because of COVID, I felt like I kind of got on the bench. I lost my grind. I lost my passion. I just wasn't even sure what I wanted to do or continue to work in my purpose or any of this stuff. Do Damon Rich Speaks, UC Life, Marriage Refresh, all of it. Like, I'm through with it, right? But then it's like, listen, I keep getting so many signals, so many signs that, hey, son, you can't sit on the bench. You can't stay on the bench. It's been nice. Bravo. You got a little rest, what have you. But it's time to get back on the bench. And I want to talk to you about how you get on the bench. And then I want to talk to you about how to get off the bench. One way that you get on the bench is if you keep letting life happen without responses. That's right. Life is going to happen. But if you let life just keep happening to you without responses, coming back at it, then you're going to have a problem, right? Because life does not stop. Life will just keep coming at you, throwing blows left, right, left, right, left, right. But if you don't have a response, eventually life will knock you out. And it is easy, especially in a year that we just had, to just hang into the life that you have. It is easy to just stick with life and, man, what can I do? It's one thing after another, man, and what can I do? But if you just keep letting life happen without a response, that is a surefire way to get knocked out. You got to bob and weave, duck, do whatever, even if you get knocked down, get back up. And I just let life just keep swinging, and I just got to a point, it's like, hey, hit it again. It don't matter, right? So number two is, how you get on the bench is if you keep being reactive instead of proactive. Let me tell you what being reactive and proactive instead of proactive looks like. You know there's a problem. You see the problem coming. Most of the time, you kind of have a solution on how to deal with it. But by the time you react, by the time the problem gets there and gets to the point where you want to do something about it, really that thing that if you would have done proactively will no longer work because the problem is right on top of you, right? And so that's what a lot of times we do. We see the problem coming, but we don't really do anything, whether that's out of fear, whether that's just out of exhaustion, whatever. We just let it keep coming and marching its way towards us instead of being proactive about it. I'm telling you that is a surefire way to get on the bench. The third way to get on the bench is to keep measuring yourself against the wrong standards. Just because you see other people doing it don't mean they're doing it right. And just because they're doing it right don't mean it's right for you. You feel what I'm saying? So you look at the way somebody else is on their grind and you think, man, why isn't this working for me? Because I'm putting in the same grind, but you're grinding for something. They might be cooking cookies and you trying to cook bread. The two recipes are completely different. So you got to do something different. You got to find the grind that works for you and stop measuring yourself against other people. Other people can give you some input. Other people can give you some insight. Other people can give you some wisdom, but that doesn't mean that you can just pick up their grind and drop it into your process and that it's going to work without issue, okay? Now, let me talk to you about how to get off the bench. I want you to understand this. Say, forget them. Their lane is not your lane. Forget them, right? I don't cuss. I can't use that word. Forget them. Their lane is not your lane, and that's not being disrespectful to anyone else. That's being disrespectful to yourself for trying to run in other people's lane. Forget their lane and get in your lane. Number two is stop talking down to yourself. Yes, you're sitting there having all this negative conversation in the middle of your head that you're holding it in your head, and ain't nobody said nothing about you, ain't nobody feeling no kind of way about you, ain't nobody downing you. The person that's downing you first is you. So stop downing you, okay? Number three is you are the brand and you're worth it. Stop discounting yourself for people. Stop discounting yourself for people. You are the brand and you are worth it. And if they don't want to pay the price, they couldn't afford it in the first place. So just keep on. There's a clientele out there that wants to buy your brand, who wants your brand. And they ain't gonna ask for it for free. When you worth it, because this is how people work sometimes. If you give it to them for free, they think it ain't worth nothing. But then when you start charging what it's worth, they say you think you're somebody. You doggone right. I think I'm somebody. And if you ain't willing to pay the price, then this ain't the brand for you. Let me tell you what's next is learn from no, but don't let it stop you. No is important. It's an important educator. Learn from no, but don't let no stop you. Oh my goodness, they're telling me they can't hear me. I'm upset. Now I got to start this whole broadcast over again. But that's okay. I'm coming back. I'll be back.